Praise the Most High today, family. Hallelujah, and praise the highest today. Yahuwah, the Most High Elohim. Hallelujah, family. Hallelujah. We do have an absolutely grand idea we want to share today. But first, let me say I hope everyone is well. And that, like myself, you're able to get out and enjoy this day. Yes, indeed. Getting in yourself some fresh air, some sunshine, and the Most High willing some good exercise. Hallelujah. It's nothing like it. Family, the Most High is so good to us. So gracious, so merciful, so kind. Hallelujah. I was just doing some venting, or let me say some whining, borderline complaining. I'd rather say venting because that's how we like to say when we're complaining. That's like what we try to use when we complain about a situation. But I was complaining about being tired of seeing the same faces I'm seeing right now, and ready to move on to the next stage of what the Most High showed me we're going to be doing here in the very near future. He got on me last night, and I hate to say he got on me because, and I hate to say I was complaining because I was truly venting. And I hadn't even put that idea out yet. I'm editing it right now. But I was like, sometimes you get tired of seeing the same faces you're seeing. I was like, I'm ready to move on from where I'm at. I'm tired of being here. I'm tired of what I'm doing. And he said, well, Bob, don't you know that the same individual that prayed for you also prayed for them other individuals you complained about, or that you're referring to? Because he never said I was complaining. He addressed me the way I addressed the situation, as if I was venting. But now that I think about it, I was doing some complaining. But it was like, yeah, that same individual, they prayed for the same people that you're tired of dealing with. I said, oh boy. And they prayed for somebody just like you to show up. Which when they prayed for somebody just like you to show up in your life when they did. And to be quite honest, that individual was that person. I was their assignment. Hallelujah. And that's what he told me. He said, you do know you're on assignment, don't you? Yeah, you're on assignment for that person's prayers. And I tightened right on up right then and there and said, I'm done, son. I shut down and said, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm not doing no editing, no recordings. I'm not doing no studying for nothing. I'm going to bed. I'm done. Because I need to hear that. But that tightened me right on up. Just like one of our sisters. She would say at the end of her recording, she would say, I hope that tightened you up. And that tightened me up last night, family. It sure did. And I went to bed early and got me some sleep, which I needed also. Hallelujah. Some good sleep. Some of that good sleep where you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning instead of 3. And talk to the Father. And this is the idea he gave me for today. After all that, he was like, sometimes only pain Expedites change and progress. Sometimes only pain expedites change and progress. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And the script is Psalms 119 and 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. And then he threw this in there just for GP. The sidelines are where one learns and apply, or where the dreams die. The sidelines are where one learns and apply, or where the dreams die. The sideline ain't for cheering. No, you trying to get your spot back. Or you trying to earn your spot because you up next. I was venting in the prior recording and stated how much I dislike where I am presently, and even being tired of looking at the people I'm seeing from day to day. This was undoubtedly a huge mistake and a lapse in my judgment, as the teacher woke me this AM with the most valuable lesson to date. He said that the same individual who prayed for you prayed for the folks you say you are tired of looking at. You are on assignment for me and this very special individual to me, and you, who loved you dearly and prayed constantly for you while you was in your mess, really deep mess, I might add. So yes, you are on assignment answering prayers for this certain person. So now what? And family, as he told me that, I was trying my best to say he didn't add that part, so now what? I was trying to say within myself, did I just say that? Or did Father say that? And he said, so now what? Like, what now? What you gonna do now? And all I could mutter out of my mind's eye and my thoughts was, you the boss, not me. Now on to some of that deep mess I was in, and none so deep than jail and prison. Yeah, I was locked up for like a year, year and few months. Pardon me. And I was slipping, being greedy. I sold dope to an undercover copper who was there because of a girl. What do they call that? Woman scorn. Yeah, she was coming looking for my boy, but I called myself getting the sale. I said, he ain't here, and the young lady kept trying to find him, saying, well, where is he? But the undercover said, well, that's okay, we'll take this. And being fast and greedy, like I said. And I wrote in my notes that this was one of his old girlfriends, but it won't. It was just somebody he used to flop with, lay down and spend some time with. And evidently she got hot with him for some reason, and ended up bringing the police to him, which undoubtedly she had gotten into some trouble herself because she used to smoke, but she was a smoker. Bad is all outdoors. Finer than all outdoors, as we used to say. But she got caught out on that pipe, and it baptized her. But as I was saying, I got greedy. And also, as I wrote in my notes, when them indictments came out, because what they'll do, they'll send out that undercover for a while, for a few months, get all they can, and then they send the indictments out, send the jump out boys to go get you. So I heard it through the grapevine, they was going around asking for Big Bob. I'm like, uh-oh, what are you looking for me for? Ain't nobody know that I sold no dope. I don't sell dope. I work with bricks. I sling mud and bricks all day. Which I did. I kept a full-time day job. But then I would hustle in the evening and at night. And I also wrote in my notes that no one knew where I stayed. I stayed at the Honeycomb Hideout, which was a place we named it. But it was an old car dealership that one of my friends worked at, a mechanic. And he rented me a room, which I pretty much had the whole run of the place but his office. And called it the Honeycomb Hideout. And I was saying nobody knows where I'm at. And if anybody snitches on me, I would know who snitched on me. It would have to be family. But then I would when I moved at night, and I only went to the trap spots, to the liquor houses, to where my customers would be. And one day I heard that they was out looking for me in the neighborhood. So I said, I'm gonna go lay dead at the liquor house. And I told only a couple of people where I was going. And those folks came and got me. And at the time I had a piece of dope in my mouth, which I kept it. Well, I threw it in my mouth when they came up. And I swallowed it. They booked me, sent me to jail. Told me that I had sold dope to an undercover twice. two cases. And there I was, locked away. But as the text says, it was good that the Most High afflicted me, because then I would learn his statutes, his way of doing things, his rules, that you reap what you sow. You just can't say, Lord forgive me, I'm good now. No. All that don't come to count. A lot of times it don't. Now, of course, the Most High will save you from being killed, I believe. And put you in a situation where you can get out of being killed yourself and go on and live for him. And but you still have to pay for it in some kind of way. But as far as me selling dope, I paid for it just in that 6-7 months I was in jail. That was one of the most miserable times of my life, family. However, I learned lessons. And I grew up in that wet, cold, mildewy environment. With those murderers, thieves, drug dealers, rapists. Like I say, the rapists and the murderers. There was one in there that murdered my friend. And I didn't know it at the time, but he took a plea afterwards. And them boys were trying to kill him up in the jail. So we all went to school together. But he raped and killed the girl. And yeah, that's what we were going through while we was in there. And a lot of people trying to a lot of scary folks in there trying to show their strength. And it caused a lot of people to get beat up. It caused a lot of folks to get beat up. But I won't have it. Back then, I was pretty much in my prime as far as in my physical health. I came through the door throwing up push-ups, 50 to 100 push-ups, sit-ups, squats. Yeah, family, I called myself getting my recording in while my pop went into the grocery store. But I had to wait till we got back home here. But yeah, I got caught up, went to jail. Very rough environment. And as much as I tried to avoid the trouble, I got into a little trouble. Beat up a fellow. And then they sent me on out to another cell block. And it was worse, much worse. But that's where all the troublemakers were. And they called themselves bucking against the jailhouse. I'm like, I don't want to do none of that. I just want to do my time. Well, I ain't had no time. I was sitting there waiting on the court date. I said, I just want to stay out of trouble. You know, I don't want to have to hurt nobody and get locked up for longer. Have another charge. Which, evidently the fella I beat up before didn't want to press charges. But he started it. And I just simply ended it. And they moved me out of the cell block. Somebody snitched. Somebody told. And I was there for a month or so. And bailed me out. And I sat waiting on a court date. No, I had the court date. And when I saw the charges, well, they gave me a court-appointed lawyer. And he said, they got you dead to rights. However that saying go, they got you. And I saw what the situation was. I'm like, yeah, they got me. They sure enough got me. So I took the plea bargain, and it consisted of doing a year and a half in prison, or 3 whole years. But of course, once you get there, they chop the sentence in half. You have to serve a year and a half. So on to prison. And it was just like a boys' camp. But you couldn't go home. They had fences and fellas with guns on the top of the guardhouse, looking at you mean mugging, praying that you don't try to escape because they don't want to kill nobody. Prison was just like a isolation for me. I knew one fellow over there and was familiar with a couple of more, but I didn't see that fellow much, maybe once or twice a week, because we was in different dorms and pretty much had different lunch schedules. And I wouldn't have seen him at all unless them schedules, when I was leaving the yard, he was coming on the yard and I bumped into him. But it was a good time for the Most High to deal with me and to really recount my steps and why I put myself in that situation. But nope, that wasn't it, family. I did like 6-7 months in prison before they paroled me back down here to my father's home. And I was doing swell. I was working up the road with this construction group and had just finished school to get my CDLs. Was ready to test out. I had some issues around the house here. I took it back off over to Goldsboro and ran and sold dope for another 5 years while running off parole. I thought I learned my lesson, but when I was put in a certain situation, I reverted back to the old instead of conversation. Because I believe conversation would have alleviated those next few years of hardship. Running from the police, selling dope again, not taking advantage of the information I just studied so hard for to gain those CDLs. Family, all I had to do was test out. I was just waiting on another date for them to give out the test again. And that happened, which it won't number house of time. But it was still part of the plan the Most High had for me to redeem me from the mess I was in. And it teach me how he runs things, how he works, his rules. So around this time, around that 5th year, my brother was getting out of the army. And he threw me some tickets and I flew up there. And we drove back cross country. And yep, I wasn't on no kind of list. I wasn't on no kind of you see him, you lock him up list. No. But when we came back, we just went straight to DC. And no, we came back here first, went back to my place there in Goldsboro. We stopped in DC for a spell. And they was begging us to stay there and start anew there. But like I said, we went on back down here to the barrel and jumped back into selling dope. But this time I had somebody else with me who was new to the game and was trying to prove himself. And he was selling the weed, I was selling the dope. And it was wasn't going so good. Cause he didn't know the game too well. And I was trying to get out and stay undercover as much as possible. Really not trying to get out, but just not knowing what I was gonna do. I was just trying to survive, I guess you can say, and keep my name undercover. So anyway, we ended up the door open so we could go back up there to DC. And because once again I heard it through the grapevine, them folks was coming to get us. So we took off and I called the parole officer. My mom and them was convinced me to call her and let her know I wanted to turn myself in, which I didn't want to do. I had said to myself, I'm not going back to no prison. But she said, I told her I wanted to turn myself in, and it was around the new year. And she said, well, hold on. And she had me holding for like 5 or 10 minutes, family. I'm like, I'm gonna hang up. I ain't got time to wait on this woman. My mom and them was like, what more time do you have? What else you gonna do? I said what she say. So So I held on, and the lady came back and said, "Mr. Holloway, are you sitting down?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm sitting down." I said, "No, but I can be." She said, "Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. North Carolina is done with you. You don't have to worry about us no more." I said, "Done with me? What did that mean?" She said, "We're dropping all the parole and all charges. We're done with you." I said, "Well, praise the Lord today." I said, "Praise the good Lord." I don't know what I said, but I was happy. And was working on getting myself together with him. Like I said, I always talk to him, but that move really pushed me into getting serious about it and working on getting myself together. She said, "Just do me a favor, don't you come back to North Carolina." She said, "Don't you come back to North Carolina talking about selling no dope or no drugs," is what she said. I said, "You don't have to worry about me no more. Never, ever, ever again." But that's what pushed me, family, into knowing that the Most High was still with me. And sometimes only pain expedites change and progress in your life. So you have to let him. You have to open up that heart and say, "Father, help me. I'm attentive to your way of doing things. Teach me. I'll follow, I'll obey." And then when he give you the indication to do, that's when you make the move. Now, obedience is the cost. Your obedience is the cost that you have to pay for the change and for the progress. Yes, pain is going to be the motivator for your obedience, which is nothing like it. Nothing like it. It's not fun, but it's well worth the effort of going through it and getting through it and coming out on the other side. Say, "I've learned my lesson." And you say, "I'm not never doing that again." And you never do it again. You have matured past that point. You have grown past that point. You have grown up. You become a man. From a boy to a man. And that's how the Most High deals. That's how he deals. And I'm so glad he does, family, and gave me the opportunity to learn them hard lessons. But the whole point about it is, family, I didn't have to go through none of that stuff. Not none of it. All I had to do was bow down and do what he told me to do. Then he gave me another opportunity. Like when I came back here, bow down, do what he told me to do. And we're better now. Full circle. So what about you today, family? Where are you at with the Most High? Does he have you in a season of pain, frustration, not being where you want to be yet, not doing what you want to do yet? Be patient with him and do what he tell you to do. Endure hardship as a good soldier. Hallelujah. He's teaching you lessons that you got to learn. And a lot of times, family, it's not because of your hard head. It may be just like myself. You're the answer to a prayer that somebody prayed. And the Most High promised that individual, I'm going to take care of it. That's a beautiful bird. Ooh, two of them. Beautiful. I don't know if I can catch it. My pop has a bird house here in their front yard. Beautiful bluebird. Hallelujah, family. We love you so much and appreciate you. I hope this idea can be an encouragement to somebody, family. Let the pain do its work. Let the pain do its job. Just submit to the Most High and do what He tell you to do.